What's up, guys? I am Oni Palladium, and today we are going to be talking about a historical day, or I should say week, in CROSSOUT history. So this week they completely removed Clan War and replaced it with this game mode, Battle for Uranium Legend, and then later in the week we're going to have Battle for Uranium Clans. Now, I kind of wanted to go over how this is going to affect the CROSSOUT market when it comes to uranium, because it is the most expensive and most sought after resource. And that comes specifically out of Clan War, and more recently comes out of Battle for Uranium. Right now, the price is at like 623. Last week, it was hitting around 700. Now, there is some positives and negatives that are going to come out of this. And right before we start anything, I want to say that I do want Clan War back on the table. I do not want Battle for Uranium to replace Clan War, but it would be a nice benefit to have on top of Clan War. I have been number crunching, and I will show you the numbers here in a second, but the event itself gives the entire CROSSOUT community way more potential uranium than just Clan Wars on its own. So right now, let's take a look at how many clans last week participated in Clan War. Okay, 129 clans made score, and that means 129 clans. And I did the math based off the potential for earning. So for diamond clans, I basically did the math as if they had 20 players in the clan, and then on top of that, everyone in the clan capped out at 150 or 90 or 60 or 45, whatever league that they play it or played in. I just did the math that way. And then the math that I did for Battle for Uranium, it was as if each one of those people that participated or are currently participating, I did the math as if they went and they earned all the way up to Gold League, because this is based on pure potential on what can go back into the market. And right now, you could earn 30 through this event, and then through the clans event that happens later on in the week, we can get 20, and then we can get, where is it? And then we could get 30 from this stuff right here. This adds up to 30. So 5, 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1. So that all adds up to 30. So each player can get up to 50 uranium just by doing objectives and placement up to gold that way. And then in the Battle for Uranium Legend, they can get 30. So a total of 80 uranium per player. Now, since everyone's getting 50 ore and then 30 ore from the event, and everyone's getting 80 ore a piece, I went and looked at the amount of players that are participating. And let's get over here. So league reward, let's scroll down and see. Okay, so we have 3,500 that have points. Let's go down a bit lower. Oh, okay, we're close. 4,700 that have scored points. 4,793. So that is the number for the math. Now, some of you might say like, oh, hey, Xbox and PlayStation are shared on this leaderboard, which is true. Now, the thing is that more players play PlayStation than they do Xbox, but we share the same leaderboards here and earnings. And we all have our each individual marketplace where the uranium will be sold. Now, the numbers that I have gathered are exponentially larger than what each platform can earn on their own based on how many clans are participating. So I'm going to swap this over to my notes. Now, here's the numbers. So this is Battle for Uranium. First place gets 200 ore. Second and third place each get 150 ore. Fourth through sixth each get 100, and then it just kind of keeps going, 70, 50, 30. But we have 4,793 participants, which we just looked at, and each one of them have the potential to earn 30 ore. By going up to Gold League, they could drop back down, they still get to keep the ore. Now, if you multiply 4,793 by 30, you end up with 143,790, which is that's just all ore that could go potentially back into the market. And then if you add the placement values that you get at the end of the week for rewards, that gives us 153,930 combined with just the 30 ore for participation. Now, if you combine that number for this, just the first part of the week, and then we have the Battle for Uranium clans, which is going to be for the second half of the week, you could see placement value numbers here that I've written out. All of those added together are 6,290 ore, and then each person has the ability to get 30 ore from doing those objectives that were in the objectives menu. And then each one can get 20 ore for placing in gold. So that's 50 plus 30. We get 80 ore for the week just for participating in the event. We multiply it by the same number that we did for participants. This time for the back half of the week, if everyone gets the most ore that they can, that's 239,650 ore. Now you add this number for the back half of the week with this number for the front part of the week, we end up with 300,000 or 399,900 ore that can go back into the market. And then if we take a look just at our normal clan war values, so I went into last week, counted how many clans participated, which was 129 clans. 23 of those clans ended in diamond, 20 in gold, 31 in silver, and 24 in bronze. Now, these are the cap thresholds: 150 for diamond, 90 for Gold League, 60 for silver, and then 45 for bronze. This is also if you have a scanner pack. Now, how I did the math, like I said before, it's based on maxing out the potential. So 23 clans with 20 people in it each, which is the most you can have in a clan. And if they capped out and had a scanner pack, they each would get 150 ore. That would add up to 69,000 ore just for the diamond clans. 20 ore for the gold, or 36,000 for the gold clans, 37,200 for the silver clans, and 21,600 for the bronze clans. 10 clans do not earn anything, but if you add all of these numbers up with all of the placement rewards, you only get 183,600. Now, that's a lot of ore, right? Just for PlayStation? Well, remember how the PlayStation and Xbox markets are separate, but the rewards are combined in this event between Xbox and PlayStation, because there's Both platforms are participating. Well, there's more of a population for PlayStation side than there is Xbox. So we have basically just under 400,000 ore, and about 2/3 of that, I would guess, right? That might be a little overzealous, but I mean, over half of this is going back into PlayStation market, not Xbox. And so that's almost 200,000 ore if you were to just cut it right down the middle, just under 200,000. That is, 17,000 more ore than a regular clan war week, right? So that the potential is more substantial across the board for uranium to be spread out across newer players, older veteran players, and whatnot. Now, a huge problem with this, and I'll bring us back over to CROSSOUT here, but a huge problem with just taking clan war away and then shoehorning this event in is that right now we have a massive amount of players that have been just grinding away for years to get relics, to get fused relics, legendaries, fused legendaries, all this equipment. And right now we're just kind of stuck, not able to use it. Like, if this happens week after week after week, the players that have just put in hours have nothing to use the items that they spent all their time on, except in like normal PvP and whatnot. So, I mean, obviously some of the biggest gripes are from the diamond clans right now, because we're used to just earning a crazy amount of ore in a very short amount of time. Like right now in the Levi's clan, usually it takes about 6 hours for someone to gain 150 ore. I know, way back in the day, for your average player that's in Diamond League, they'll earn about 30 ore in 4 hours. And then you go into Gold League, Silver League, it's a lot less. It takes a lot more time. Now, one of the downsides, I would say, with this event is, the baseline potential for what we can earn is 80. Now, that in itself doesn't take very long. I think I spent about 3 or 4 hours and I managed to go right up into Diamond League. So I managed to get all of the ore that I could have just as a baseline. And now I'm just grinding away in the event just to get placement ore at the very end. So, these are just kind of things to keep in mind. One of the interesting things I was thinking about, like if we wanted to integrate clan war for just a newer or just a less wealthy audience, like their garage values aren't worth very much, is if we maybe swapped the power score cap every week. So, like 1 week we would have like 5,000 power score cap. So everyone would have to make new builds and then new ideas, because the whole premise of CROSSOUT is that you're making a build, so you're using your idea to fight someone else's idea to see whose idea was better, right? So if we're just locked into just grabbing stuff off the exhibition or just cookie cutter builds where everyone's using the same thing, I think that just kind of takes the soul out of the game. Like, the originality just isn't there anymore. So I think if we did like 1 week, 5,000 power score cap, week 2 of the month, 10,000 power score cap, week 3, 15,000 power score, and then week 4, 20,000 power score, just maxed out. Who cares what you're using? I think that could just balance things a little bit more in the favor of the newer player, while letting a veteran player kind of utilize the just amount of time and the amount of inventory that they've gathered over the years to actually just have fun, be creative, and then we can kind of see who can adapt the best each week. But I mean, that's just my personal idea on ways to solve kind of what CROSSOUT devs are just trying to put out there, because I think they're just trying to adhere to your average player, not the veteran player. They're trying to get a more broad player base to come in and actually stay. Because, I mean, if you're watching this video, you've been grinding CROSSOUT, you know, just, you know, how lengthy that process is. So, you know, just, yeah, kind of keep in mind, devs, if you're watching this, please just give us Clan Wars back. Please don't just replace Clan Wars with this game mode, because that will hurt your veteran player base, and then it's just kind of a dice roll on, well, if all of our veteran players end up leaving because they're just not interested anymore because they feel shafted, then will your newer player base actually, you know, take hold and take over, or are they just going to drop off soon after, and then the game just isn't populated anymore? Because, I mean, I've been playing since 2017, and, you know, there's been CROSSOUT every single week since 2017. So, I mean, this is kind of a scary thing for us veteran players, because, you know, consistency is what we look for. But if you guys, you know, enjoyed this content, please give it a like and subscribe. If you have any thoughts on, you know, ways we could fix this, please leave it in the comments below. And yeah, you guys have a great one.